Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton at Dalton95 coming with another Transformers Legacy video, and that is going to be the much anticipated Commander Class Motormaster. Now, really awesome box here. However, as much as I love figures being packed in vehicle mode, Hasbro, this is such a waste of space on the shelf. Not the character, but the size of this box and what you've done. So, for those who don't know, this is a Commander Class, size box for at least a vehicle mode. In most cases. However, with this one, they've decided to only use a third of the space, or about half the space allotted to them. Like, if they made this box half the size and still call it a Commander Class, I'd be fine with that. He has the same amount of mass, maybe just a smidge less than Jetfire, or maybe a little more. It still would have been fine as a Commander Class. You do not need to use this giant box for this figure. Like, maybe if you had him in robot mode with the trailer, okay, I could see that. But to have the whole vehicle mode just in the center, as it is, with no other accessories, no anything. Hasbro, come on. What are you guys doing? But anyways, that aside, we got Motormaster here running down looks like a Cybertronian freeway. We got Wild Rider and Dragstrip there, and then up here we get our first kind of glimpse of Breakdown. So he is going to still be that kind of Lamborghini-looking sports car. And, oh, yep, there's Dead End right there. So, and we just got a reveal of that here recently, like a full reveal from Hasbro Pulse. And then you can kind of see the base mode in the back right there. So, yeah, the pseudo base mode that you get out of this guy. Trying to see if there's any other winks and nods. But that's about it, other than the Nemesis being up here, which is pretty much on all the Legacy packaging. Of course, there we got Menasor without any of the limbs. Like, they should have waited till the end of, at least wave 4 for this guy. Because just seeing Menasor here without any of the other limbs is kind of distracting and disappointing. But they got that. Of course, the same thing we've seen with the Deluxe and Core Class. Then on the back, 45 steps to go from vehicle to Menasor mode. Then 23 to go from vehicle to base mode. And then 23 from vehicle to robot mode. And he is number 2 out of 5. Or Wild Rider is 2 out of 5. And this guy is 5 out of 5. So they honestly should have waited. So I don't know what's going on. It shows the connection to Dragstrip there. But yeah, that's it for the packaging. I've spent way too much time talking about that. Whoop. And here we have Motormaster. And he looks really good. Now, hang on. Here he is compared to Optimus, and he is a little bit bigger. So, unlike the original Motormaster from the 80s, he is actually the larger truck. I mean, lengthwise, they're pretty much the same. Like, it's hard to tell. He just barely comes out a little bit, but he is at least, I want to say, half an inch taller. And then the trailer is just absolutely massive compared to Prime here. Probably proportions a lot better to him, so let's go ahead and take that off. Trailer. Then use our little non-F piece to bring this back. And that's still, it is still, yeah, wow, words. It is still a little stumpy, and it just puts too much pressure on the back of Prime's vehicle mode here. And you can't even get a full turning radius out of it. Whereas with the little tiny trailer that came with Prime, Motormaster has no issue with that, even though it is so much smaller than the cab. And it still very much looks like the old Kenworth cab that Motormaster was based on. You got this, I guess, extended roof here, or the sleeper. So, even in just cab mode, he is, he's around the same length, but he's just so much taller than Prime. But that changes in robot mode, of course. So getting these out of the way, here he is back with the, come on. Oh, it's because of that piece. There we go. Put that back on prime for the time being. So here he is, and here is Drag Strip. Now I did add some Toy Hack stickers as well as the non-F rims, just to, at least for the rims, make it look a little bit better than the pegs sticking out. And of course the Repo labels do bring out a lot of interesting details, like the carbon fiber look here on the spoiler as well as the front here, continuing that yellow, that mustard yellow down the front. Of course right here, which we'll look at in robot mode. Nice little Patriot Prime symbol there. Thought that was a nice step. He's a cool dude. But yeah, let me get the Combiner Wars 1 out and we'll do a quick comparison of that. And here he is compared to the Combiner Wars 1, and there's just no contest. This one is clearly better. I mean, even just looking at the cabs, I mean, yeah, granted this one does kind of have a cool design, being like a more European style racing truck rather than a full-on, 80s, tractor trailer combo, but just the dull gray all over with no black other than the combiner chest and robot feet, and of course the chest inside for the robot mode. None of it carried over here to truck mode. You get some of the stripes here to homage this one, which I know people are complaining about the purple stripe. I believe even the original G1 toy had the stripe missing, at least somewhere in this area, or a small section of it missing. Though, yeah, I would be hard-pressed to say I would mind, excuse me, a full stripe continuing there, at least, except for the hinge. I do believe this is nylon plastic, so I don't think they could have put a tampograph on it. But even if this one piece was molded in purple plastic, maybe we'll look at that in combined mode here in a bit. But yeah, there's still no contest. I mean, the new one is just way better than what we got before. So focusing on Motormaster himself, nice little truck. For some reason, it's kind of bowed like the Kingdom Huffer and Pipes. I don't know what is going on here, why it's springing back up like that. But you do get some nice details here. A lot of riveting and panel details, like here for the door. Of course, the grille details and where the Kenworth logo would be if it were a licensed truck. You don't get any of the clearance lights up here, but you do get wipers. You get molded on headlights and turn indicators. And back here, of course, like I said, the taillights. Of course, accurate front wheels. Actually, I think these are all molded the same, but they are pinned on, which is a welcome change compared to the pin clip-on ones that we got with Minor Wars, which barely rolled. And then the rear ones on Prime, still barely rolls, but this one, I just imagine if those were rubber tires with some die cast in this, forget about it. Anyways, moving on to robot transformation. You want to just pop these out. It's a little tight on mine. Get out of here. On this one, not so much. All right, then just leave those down like that. Get that out of the way. From here, you want to swing this panel out. Same thing on this side, out. So just like that, get those out of the way. This one is a little loose on mine, but it's not a big deal. Untab from here. We'll just split the cab. Then from this point, we'll take this top part out, untab it, bring it up and around. There is a slot here, tab there. It'll slot into there. We'll just finish straightening that out. Fold in this panel with the Decepticon symbol. Actually, you want to fold in wheels first. Then this faux cab piece comes around, just like that. Fold in that. Then that panel. Bring this section down and tab it in. Close up that panel. There's one leg of Motormaster done. Same thing on this side. Untab, bring up and around. Tab that in. Fold in the wheel. Bring the section out, and you'll bring out the faux cab. Straighten this out. fold in that panel, then that panel, this panel down, tab into there, and close that panel on top. So there's the legs done. Then from here, bring, doing that out of frame. Bring the arms down. Those will clip into place. This one's a little bit tighter. And then for this whole section, I want to make sure the head is straight, not in any weird angle. And we'll bring this up and around. And bring this, come on, bring this out, come on. Okay, I'm doing it wrong. Bring it this way, don't want to break it. Bring that to an angle like that, bring it up and around, and tab into there. Head around, flip out the fists, close up the panels. And there we have Motormaster in robot mode and leaning all over the place. Hang on. Straighten out the legs. And there we go. Okay, and for articulation here in robot mode, his head is just on a swivel. I think it's it's just a swivel. Thought it was going to be on a ball joint. But it is really nicely molded as soon as I can. You can see inside there the actual head. It's kind of like a hood. But got that. And everything on the shoulders and the forearms except for the biceps is painted. So everything on the arms except for the biceps and fists are painted white, except for, of course, these inner corners with the purple fuel tank there. Of course, you get the purple here on the chest and right there on the bottom side of that hinge. Really nice metallic purple on the face. You get kind of purple eyes. It's kind of hard to tell, but it is dark. I love the gray outline here on the chest and the waist. And down here, nothing really on the thighs, but here on the knees, you got the same purple that was on the top of the truck. You get the purple there. A little bit of the actual grill showing there, but I don't mind that. And I really like the attention to detail with the fake cab, even so far as having all 6 truck wheels there. Of course, here you got at least one of the headlights painted. Of course, the windshields. Even on the little tiny window there. I love the attention to detail with that. But robot mode articulation do have 360 at the shoulder, out to there. Get a bicep swivel, 90 degrees at the elbow. Wrist is on a very tight swivel. It's on a mushroom peg. Hips, rotate 360 on a tight swivel. Get all the way up. So, and then all the way back on kind of a ratchet. Get all the way out on a ratchet to there. Get a thigh swivel. And technically a double jointed knee, but I mean, without it, you get quite a range of motion there. And the only articulation here at the ankle is the pivot. And you get this, but it would have been nice if they could have incorporated something in the cab to make it move up and down, especially with how far you can move the legs. I know that's more for combined mode, but it is a shame that they didn't think about that. As far as weapons go, if we open up the trailer here, you do get his sword, which is a little bit on the big side for Motormaster. And that's kind of a problem with the weapon, is they should have included 2 versions. One that's a little bit smaller than this, maybe not so thick, but maybe a little bit shorter, maybe to like right here, maybe like 2/3 the width of the hilt, just to make it more proportionate with him, and then a larger one for Menasor and a blaster for him, like a proper one, not the turret that we'll get into. But real quick, areas compared to the Combiner Wars one, and yeah, if the sword was about the length of the Combiner Wars sword. Let's see. Going from handle to tip, like if it was all, yeah, if it was about that length, maybe that wide at the hilt, I think I'd be a little bit more, you know, happy with that. But I mean, it's fine. But here he is compared to the previous one. And while this one is, you know, big and chunky, this one actually feels just about as heavy. So this, I mean, this one's a little bit more solid. There's a little bit more, I think a little bit more engineering going on here. But definitely better articulation with this new one. Bringing in Optimus. They are about the same size. He's just a smidge shorter. But, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Actually, they're pretty close to dead on. Yeah, I'd say they're close enough. And then bringing in one more comparison. Here he is with the only other Stunticon that I have. Drag strip again with those Toy Hacks labels. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to look good with the rest of the Stunticons. Now, the next thing we're going to focus on, we'll get Motormaster out of the way, is the trailer, which it does have these, I can't remember what they're called, but it is just a stand to keep it up. And then you'll back up the truck, hook it up. These will flip up underneath and off it goes. But got that going on. The wheels, mine, thankfully, were easy enough to straighten out. But you do get some taillight details here. You get the bars here that you'll use to unlock the door, to open it. You do get the hinges there for opening the trailer doors. It does not open, unfortunately, because all the motor or Menasor engineering is in here. Do have this on the front. I would love to see someone do something to go over this, maybe make the trailer a little bit longer. Maybe it could be used for weapons. Maybe the gun and sword can transform out of it. I don't know. Maybe add something to Menasor. At this point, I don't know. But for the most part, mine is without any of the yellowing problems that were like right up in here. However, there is one part right here that is discolored. We'll get into that when I get to, you know, combine mode. But for now, we'll go ahead and take this off. And this will come up like that. Just take this all off of here. I guess while we're focusing on this piece, bring these sections up. They are on a really tight ratchet. Just like that. Rotate this whole section around and fold this, let's say back, if I remember that correctly. Maybe, I honestly can't remember. I think it's like that, so you can have it flat. So that will go like that for now. And this whole thing will come, like fold down right here, straighten out. That will form the central tower of our base mode. These will just tab right on like that. Get that going on. Split this in half. I'll go ahead and show this with Motormaster. So you can actually hold on to that as his own double barrel rifle, and it just doesn't look right. It's not it's not his personal weapon. So we got that, and that will plug right into there, bring out these handles. There is an eyepiece to use it as a scope, and is not blast effect compatible. Those are way too big. So set that off to the side. For this, bring down this here, and flip out the foot. You want this peg facing towards you, so this will be on my left, or I guess our left, since we're both looking at this the same way. There we go. Then for the arms, or what will be the arms, split it here. You want to rotate it at this joint, so just like that. Same thing on this side, just like that. Then you want this peg right here go into that hole. There's a slot there that the side of the trailer will go into, just like that. Same thing on this other side. We'll just peg in right there, just like that. Want that right here. We'll take our tower. There are 2 slots here, and then these 2 tabs here. This will just plug into. Got that? Then 5mm peg here. We'll go to this port on there. And same thing on this side, right there. There's that. Then we can move this around, have Motormaster stand back here, operating the turret. I'll take the sword out of his hand. Make him operate that. Bring this up to where he can see it. Oh, come on, cooperate with me here. There we go. Got that going on. And then real quick. Alright, so showing off here real quick, you can have one of your Stunticons in there. Maybe you can fit another one here. So you can have it kind of like the old, base mode where it deployed, your Stunticons. So got that going. So going from here to combine mode, I mean, we've already got the legs pretty much done. You just need to flip this section up like that. That is going to be our left leg, or his left, our right. And opposite with this one, just flip, or opposite side, but flip that up. I take this cannon, and you're never going to see this again other than going back to vehicle mode. Although I will show one fun little thing I like to do. But we'll get this off here. Just do that. So this here is ready. Just open it like that. That's ready. All right. So for Motormaster, getting him into combine mode, it's a little interesting. So first thing we need to do is fold away the fists. Definitely want those little, I think 3mm ports out. So then from here, bring this whole section up and back. That will fold up against his lower abdomen. We'll go ahead and flip this panel down, revealing our Menasor head. Bring that out and up. It's on a double hinge. Hold the head in, fold that into there, then that comes down. Bring up the antenna. All right, then from here, I want to bring this section back. We'll bring in the arms up like this. Rotate them down and down. Then that little peg there will go into the peg hole. Back, up, around, up. Those will just plug into place like that. Then the legs are a little tricky. You actually want to rotate the waist around. Then from here, open up, or yeah, you definitely want to point the knees in like this. Open up this panel here. Collapse leg down just like that to where it's in there. And close that up. And this whole section up. There is a slot and a tab. And then there is a tab there and a slot in the side of the leg there. So that will plug in just like that. That will... Okay, no, never mind. It doesn't tab in there. All right, so same thing on this side. Open up this panel. collapse the leg down like that, just where you can close it. That will fold up, just like that, and there we go. Then from here, we'll untab these cab sections, bringing them down and in like that. Down and in to there. Then with these fake cab sections, bring them down like that. And those will become our attachment points for the arms. And there we have Motormaster ready for combination into Menasor. So from here, there are these two kind of pegs right here. We'll go into those there, tab there, slot there, peg, and peg hole on his back, or his lower back. That will all plug into there. Flip this piece up, just like that. The knees will fold up, creating those shoulder vents. So you got that going on. Slide these on. Now they are similar to Combiner Wars pegs, but on the actual leg piece here, there is a little notch, and I believe this is a slightly smaller connection. I'll just go ahead and bring out this Combiner Wars iron hide that I have off to the side here. So it is a different connection. I'll just use this as an example. It goes in, but it doesn't like secure in. So, I mean, it's very easy to come off. So it's somewhat compatible, but it is not advised. So go ahead and slide that one on. See, that actually secures into place. This one, same thing, secures into place. Bring up our camera here. Now for the arms, this one's the right arm, so we'll go ahead and fold these sections down, up like that. Fold out the fist to there. Untab the wheel from the side, straighten that out to there, and then up, straighten that out, and back up. And right here is where you can see that discoloration. It's not terrible, but I mean, it is a little bit noticeable, but when you fold up this wheel section right here, it's barely even noticeable at all. So got that, flip that around. This will just slide right on like that. We've got one arm of Menasor. So other one, flip these back, flip the hand down. Fold these sections up. Actually, keep them out of the way, fold out the wheel. And from here, we'll go ahead and attach the drag strip. So you got two 5mm ports, posts, tab, the nut section there, which goes right between the arms to keep them together. And then this little tab is what really switches the release. So just peg that all in like that. So just like that. What I like to do is rotate blasters around and fold down the spoiler. Then from here, we just kind of crack it like an egg and straighten out the arms, flip that wheel section in. And there we have our arm for Menasor. And yeah, I mean, he looks fantastic. Like, for the first Motormaster in 6 or 7 years, yeah, this one definitely blows this one right here out of the water. I mean, he's easily a head taller and, you know, more proportionate legs, like the hips are here rather than being way up here. Yeah, the arm, I honestly think looks better here. Like, it's cool what they did with, you know, having the actual figure become the arm, much like with Energon and, you know, even the original toys before. But I kind of like the cartoon model better. So real quick, let me show the other combination I usually have Menasor in. So for the longest time, just to help him look good and stay somewhat balanced, I've had my Motormaster on the shelf looking kind of like this. It's been so long that I can't get it right. I'm just constantly afraid he's going to topple over at any second. But yeah, that's usually how I had my Combiner Wars Menasor on the shelf. I mean, and while it does look a little bit better, it's still just awful. So yeah, I'm so glad we got this Legacy one take its place. I mean, I'm keeping the G2 one just because I'm not sure. I mean, I could see us getting a new one out of this, but not too sure. But articulation wise, he does rotate 360 at the head. It is just a swivel. I mean, you can force it to look up by undoing the neck, but it is kind of cheaty. As far as the shoulders go, you can get all the way out to there. So, pretty good range. Get all the way around. On a ratchet, you get ratcheting elbows, 90 degrees, and then ratcheting bicep swivel. And for whatever reason, ratcheting wrists. You do get a waist swivel. You get a heavier ratchet on the hips. Whoop. That all the way out to there. Get a 90-degree bend. As far as ankles go, you get just shy of 90, so you can get a pretty good range. Now, when you do get the Wild Rider and Breakdown, once you go to attach them, it will close up these legs. So you have that going on. But yeah, I mean, and then as far as this goes, I mean, you could give them the blaster as a weapon. And then he wants to lean forward. Just one issue I have, it doesn't have any forward and back pivot. But yeah, sword looks more like a dagger in his hand. One neat thing I found is you can actually open up this part of the trailer, fold these little sections back. If you plug it onto them, you get wings, so you can have Menasor doing his best Buzz Lightyear impression, even though you can't really see him that well. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting the other three Stunticons. I believe we're supposed to be seeing the fourth one at PulseCon. So here in a month's time. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy broken down into his base components, and then we'll get back into vehicle mode. So give me just a second here. Oh, never mind. Let's take this out. There we go. Same thing on this side. Pop the legs off. Then from here, put this down and unpad that. We'll go ahead and lower our camera down so we can get closer. Whoa, just about lost our camera again. All right, then from here, straighten these out. And yeah, rotate that back. Actually, yeah, rotate this around like that. Then these sections will just fold down. And there is that portion. We'll take this whole thing here. It will. We'll just go ahead and bring it up like that, like we're going to trailer mode. Just like that. Just wrap it around here. And bring these down. Those will tab into these 2 slots on the side with those 2 longer tabs there. And then there's a slot there. These will form 1 tab. So there's the front end of our trailer. Same thing, or for here, flip this down, flip the foot in, and flip that up. Take these off. Just want to fold this end back up. This will plug right in to the side here, just like that. This side, flip that down, flip this all back up. There we go. And there is the top of the back of the trailer. And for this section, collapse that. Make sure that's all straightened out. Fold up the hand. Bring down the wheels here. I'm going to go ahead and bring these back up. Fold that down, up, down, and up. So there's that section. There we go. And from here, take drag strip off. Just peg him back together. And there we go. Take our sword out. Just clean this all up. Put the fist back up and around. Pull these sections up. Put the wheels back out. Down, up, down, up. So there's that. Those will peg back together. And getting back to here, we'll plug the sword onto that post. That all goes back together. Oop. Come on. There is Motormaster's trailer, aka most of Menasor. Now to get Motormaster back, we'll go back to robot mode, then back to vehicle mode. Undo those. From here, I want to unplug these from the side. It is so tricky getting that part out of there. So I want to flip these sections here back up before flipping out those window panels. Come on. Get the great and mighty spudger. There we go. Flip that up and back around to there and there. And these will untab from the side. Open the panel, straighten it out, close it. Open, straighten it out, close it. Get this all back to where it was in bot mode. Oop. Open up the chest here, bring out the head, flip the antenna back. And head goes back down. This one goes right back into place. This folding back. All right, so going from here, we're pretty much already back to robot mode. So going from here, I'm going to fold this up and out like that. I like to have the head facing towards the back of the, or towards the front of the truck. Straighten out the arms, bring them back up. Tab that into the back end of the truck here. If it'll cooperate. There we go. Side up. Just around like that. There we go. All right, then from here, open up this side panel, open up this panel, side panel, like that. All right, then from here, it's a matter of bringing out the wheel, which usually helps if you open that up, flip it out, close that up, open up, flip it out, close it up, and rotate it all around, out, rotate around, close. All right, then from here, straighten this all out. There's a tab there, which I forgot to flip out the other panel here with the Decepticon symbol on it. Bring that out, flip that out, and there we go. I like to go ahead and peg the legs together. That way it's a little bit more manageable to get it straightened out. Those tabs right here on the side will go into those slots right there. Just kind of work it around here. Those will tab in. These panels come back just like that. And there is a peg right there in the middle, goes into those slots there for the rivets. So got that. Side, up and around, and peg that in. Bring these up. And actually, it'd probably help if we did these panels last. So up, in, there we go. And just like that, we have Motormaster back in his vehicle mode. Now, I am really impressed with how this turned out. A lot of people are upset that, oh, it's a commander class and it's not even leader. Hasbro, once again, is going by mass and parts count. This has a lot of moving parts. It's a heavy figure. Like, this is about the same weight as Jetfire. A little bit heavier than Rodimus before it, I believe. But, I don't know. I'm excited either way. I can't wait to get the other 3 Stunticons. Let me know what you think of Motormaster. This video has gone on for almost an hour now. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the Motormaster figure. I really enjoy it. But, like I said, leave me a comment down below. Check out all the other videos and links down below. Be sure to check out the rest of my Legacy stuff coming out. Bunch of stuff going on this week, so I'm trying to get out as much as possible. So I will see you guys next time.